Thinking about moving to the Tampa Bay area in Florida, there are definitely things that you need to know. And in this video, we're going to go over the top 7 things you need to know when moving to the Tampa Bay area, and we're going to do it right now. What's up, everyone? Sean McManaman here with the Vomero McManaman Group, brokered by eXp Realty. If this is your first time to our channel, we make videos every week that show what it's like to live in Tampa, in the Tampa Bay area, along with Florida and real estate. So if you haven't done so, hit that subscribe button, tap on that little bell, and you'll be notified each time we put out a new video. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do, and this is very important, is you're going to want to determine where do you want to live in the Tampa Bay area. So I'm going to bring up a map and show you the Tampa Bay area. So basically, we're going to focus on 3 counties, and that is Hillsborough, Pinellas, and Pasco. And let me show you where they're at, because there's definite differences in location and cost. So number one, let's show what Hillsborough County is. Hillsborough County is where the city of Tampa actually is located, and you can see that here on the map. Now we go across the bay to Pinellas County, and that's right on the beach. As you can see, it borders the beach, and that's where Clearwater, which is the main city, in St. Pete, that's where those cities are. And let's move up a little farther north, and that's Pasco County. Now Pasco County is also right on the coast, and the cost of living there is cheaper than it is in the other 2 areas. We're going to go over that shortly. But this is the Tampa Bay area that you want to focus on, and you want to determine which of these counties you want to live in. Okay, so now that you see the area and you see the counties, one of the other things I want to mention is that in Pinellas and Pasco County, you can actually live on the beach, whereas in Hillsborough County, you're really not going to live on a beach. You're a little more inland. You could probably live on the bay or on the water over there. But the 2 counties, Pasco and Pinellas, they actually border the beach, so that's something to consider. Now let's go over the costs, okay? Because there are differences in costs. So once you determine where you want to live, the next thing you want to look at is, do you want to rent or do you want to buy? Because there's a big difference. And I'm going to go over the numbers, as far as renting and buying. So let's start off with buying. In my opinion, I'm going to give you my opinion, renting right now just doesn't make any sense. If you're going to be temporarily somewhere, I understand, rent. And if you need help finding temporary housing, we can do that. My contact information will be at the end of the video, and it's in the description. But right now, with interest rates as low as they are, it just doesn't make sense to rent. I mean, you can purchase a home for the same monthly payment as you would have on rent. So let's go over the numbers. So right now in Hillsborough, we're going to start in Hillsborough. The median sales price of a single family home in Hillsborough is $264,000. So let's move over to Pinellas. The median sales price in Pinellas County is $275,000. That does not really include homes on the beach, because obviously those homes are going to be substantially more in close to $1 million. So let's go now, move to Pasco County, which is north, which I said the cost of living there is a little cheaper. You can get a little more for your money. The median sales price of a single family home there is $237,000. So that's a good deal cheaper than Pinellas and Hillsborough. So you want to consider that, whether you're going to buy a house and where you want to be. But those are the median prices. So now let's move into rent. Okay, the median rent for the Tampa Bay area in general is between $1,200 and $1,500 a month for a 2 to 3 bedroom apartment or single family home. And that's a pretty substantial amount of money. Now, obviously, if you're going to live in downtown Tampa, it's going to be more expensive. If you're going to live on the beach, it's going to be more expensive. But for the most part, $1,200 to $1,500 is what you're looking at. And if you're in Pasco County, you're going to be closer to that $1,200. And if you're in Pinellas County, you're going to be closer to the $1,500. So as you can see, renting is pretty expensive in our area. So you want to consider it. Contact me if you want. We can run the numbers. If you can afford to buy a home, that would be a good thing to do, and it's a great time to purchase a home. Okay, the number 3 thing to consider is if you have kids or you're going to be having kids is the school districts. And you've got Hillsborough, Pasco, and Pinellas school districts are different. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link in the description, and you can click on that link and you'll be able to go to a website that will show you the school districts and how to rate them. They grade them A, B, C, D. You can take a look at it. Hillsborough, Pinellas, and Pasco all have very good school districts, and then there's some school districts that you're going to want to possibly avoid. Now, we also have programs in our area, special programs, where you can pick a school for that academic program. Like in Pinellas County, you can, if you wanted to have like a magnet program, you can go to certain schools. And if you're in Hillsborough, same thing. We do have early college in our area, so that if your kid's in high school and you want to start college early, that's something you can consider. But there are a lot of considerations when it comes to school districts. Click on the link in the description. You can go through and take a look at each school district, and it'll describe it and grade it. Okay, so the number 4 thing to consider is you have to prepare for the weather. Now, in our area, the weather is something you need to factor in. Number 1, in the summer, it gets very hot. So be prepared that wherever you're going to live, you're going to have air conditioning. Because in the summer, it's just unbelievably hot from July to September, and you're going to have to factor that in. Also, in the winter, you're not going to have to really worry about anything. There's really no clothes you're going to have to bring for winter. You don't have to bring a winter coat because we just don't have winter. But in the summer, be prepared for hot, rain, possible hurricane issues. Now, we don't get direct hits from hurricanes very often around here. And in fact, in my lifetime, we have never had a direct hit from a hurricane. But you're going to want to prepare for the fact that it does rain quite a bit in the summer. You may have to deal with some storms, and you definitely have to deal with the heat. In the winter, which we really don't have winter, you're really not going to have to deal with much. It's just beautiful here, and the temperature's comfortable, and you don't have to worry about snow for sure. So those are some things you're going to have to prepare for about weather in our area. Okay, the number 5 thing you're going to have to prepare for is traffic. We, in the Tampa Bay area, do not have a great infrastructure, okay, when it comes to traffic. You're going to have to deal with traffic from day one. Depending on where you're going to, you're going to have to factor in time. Anywhere in this area, it's going to take you a half hour to get to. We have a lot of traffic. And in the winter, with all the snowbirds that come down and tourists, you're definitely going to have to factor in the traffic because it really gets heavy. So if you're going from like Pinellas County to Hillsborough County, it's going to take you 40 minutes. You know, if you're going to go from Pasco County to Pinellas, it's a half hour to 40 minutes. So just be prepared that traffic is heavy in our area. You got to have a good car, that's for sure. And we do not have that great of an infrastructure when it comes to traffic. Okay, so the 6th thing you're going to have to be prepared for kind of relates to what I just said with traffic, and that is the fact that in our area, we don't have public transportation. We do have buses, we do have taxis and Uber and stuff like that, obviously, but we don't have public transportation. If you're coming from up north from big cities, we don't have what you have there. We don't have a subway system. We don't have any kind of rail system. The buses are here, but you know, they're sporadic and they don't get you from one county to another. So you've got to have a vehicle. And you got to have a vehicle that works well because you're going to be driving a lot. It just depends where you live, you know, as to where you want to go. If you live in Hillsborough County and Tampa and you want to go to the beach a lot, you're going to be driving a lot and it's going to take you a while. So you got to have reliable transportation, and you cannot rely on the public transportation very much in our area. Okay, so this is the last one. Number 7 thing that you're going to have to prepare for is prepare to have fun. Okay, the number of activities and things to do in our area is amazing. So I'm going to go over some of the things that you can look forward to when you come here. And the first one is the beaches. We have the best beaches in the world. Clearwater Beach, beautiful, white sandy beaches, warm water, you can go swimming. It's beautiful. We have Clearwater has been recognized as one of the best beaches in the world. So you'll look forward to that. It's a beautiful place. It's a tropical paradise. The other thing is we have so much nightlife in the area, in a diverse area. Downtown Tampa, downtown St. Pete. We have museums. We have culture. There's just so much to do in this general area. And the other thing that we have that is overlooked a lot is the fact that where we're located, we have so many amusement parks, attractions from here. Like in Tampa, you have Busch Gardens, you have Adventure Island. Those are two cool places. And then from Tampa, it only takes an hour, or even Pinellas County, an hour to an hour and a half to get to Orlando, and where you have Walt Disney World, the Magic Kingdom, Universal, Epcot, SeaWorld. Those are, when I had my kids were younger, we would go to the Magic Kingdom. We could go for a day. We didn't have to stay overnight, or we'd go to SeaWorld. We had passes at SeaWorld. There's just so much you can do. We're so close to those attractions that you're going to love it. The other thing is we have, and I'm a big sports fan, pro sports in our area. Any sport you want, we have. We have the Buccaneers in Tampa. We have the hockey team, the Lightning in Tampa. We have the Rays, the baseball team in our area. We have the Rowdies over in St. Pete for soccer. And in springtime, we have spring training. And you can play and do outdoor activities year-round here. With our weather, it's beautiful. Like I said before, it's hot in the summer, but there is never a time that you can't do things outside. You don't have to plan around the weather very much. In the summer, sometimes with the storms, but just be prepared to have fun. And it's not called the Sunshine State for nothing. We have sunshine all the time. In the summer, it rains a little bit, but it's quick. And so you just be prepared to have a lot of fun. Okay, so that brings us to the end of our video. I hope you found this helpful. My contact information's right here in the video. Feel free to reach out to me anytime if you have any questions about areas, schools, or any of this that we talked about. I'd be happy to help. I'm a realtor, so I can help you find a place to live. I look forward to talking to you. Feel free to contact me anytime. Take care. Stay healthy. Thank you very much.